Hello class and welcome back. Last period I explained you about the topic called are plants and animal tissues same, right? So plants and animal tissues are completely different. Why? Because plant does not move from one place to another, and they are mostly consist of the dead cells like core, parenchyma, xylem, phloem, etc. Right? And while in animal, they move from one place to another, non-stationary, and they consume lots of energy. They require lots of energy. Because of that, most of the cells or most of the tissues are living. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about plant tissues. How many tissues are there? What types of tissues are there? So let's see. Plant tissues have been classified into two main groups: growing or meristematic tissues and permanent tissue. Growth in plants is restricted to certain regions. So we are going to discuss about the two tissues known as meristematic or growing and permanent tissue. So let's see the table. Classification of plant tissues table. Meristematic tissues cells are capable of cell division and have totipotency. Permanent tissue mature cells incapable of cell division. So in meristematic tissues and permanent tissues, difference is that in meristematic tissue the cells or the tissues, they grow or they divide continuously. Okay, they divide continuously, whereas in permanent tissue they remain same. If there is one permanent tissue, it will remain as one permanent tissue. Okay, they will not grow, they will not divide. Totipotency is able to divide. Okay, able to divide, have the tendency to division. Okay, but in permanent tissue there is no division, only permanent. They stays, even if the small trees grows into a 30-meter tree or 30 feet trees or 40 feet trees, the permanent tissue will remain the same. So let's see the meristematic tissue. Apical. Number one is apical, tips of root and stem. Lateral, below bulb, cambium in dicot roots and stems. Intercalary, internodes of stem. The permanent tissue are simple, protective and supporting tissues composed of similar type of cells. Complex, conducting tissues composed of more than one type of cell. Now let's see the simple tissues. What are the simple tissues? Simple tissues are divided into three: parenchyma, chlorenchyma and sclerenchyma. Whereas in complex tissue, you have phloem and xylem. Phloem also have sieve tubes, companion cells, and xylem vessels and tracheas. So these are the things. These are the tissues we are going to study further. Okay, we are going to study about this tissue, these plant tissues. So first thing, number A is meristematic tissues or growing tissues. These are found in a growing region of the plant. Example: shoot tip, root tip, and cambium. Their cells are immature. Their cells are immature and are capable of undergoing repeated divisions throughout their life. So here, these cells are found in the growing regions of the plant, like you can say stem, okay, or branches. They have a growing region. They are the growing region of the plant. How do you know that plants have grown? Because of the stem, right? the stem elongates. Why? Because the cell or the tissues are dividing. So their cells are immature and capable of undergoing repeated division. They divide continuously. Their cells are spherical, oval, polygonal and rectangular in the shape. So the shape of the cells can be oval, rectangular or polygonal. Polygonal means having many sizes, okay, many shapes, and rectangular, spherical, okay. Their cytoplasm is dense, cell wall is thin, nucleus is single and large, and vocals, single or few or no vocals if present, are smaller. Intracellular spaces are lacking. This tissue continuously forms a number of These tissues continuously forms a number of the new cells. So here, the cells that have a dense nucleus means very large nucleus. The cells of the nucleus is the plant cell has very large nucleus comparing to the animal cells, and the cell wall is very thin and nucleus is single. Only one single nucleus can be found. Okay, if you have one cell that divides into two cells, what happens? These two cells will become an individual cell, right? And that from one cell you will find one nucleus, and this cell you will find one nucleus. So both becomes a single nucleus and single cell. Okay, and vocals can be either it is one or it may be two or no vocals. Intercellular spaces are lacking. So inside the spaces, okay, small spaces, you see figure 2.2, you look at the number A, you see that like this, right? They have given you like this. Okay, so these are your intercellular spaces, and that intercellular spaces are lacking. This tissue continuously forms a number of new cells. So the meristematic tissues will will form every day. Okay, will form new cells continuously. They will not stop until and unless that plant or the branches or the stems have stopped growing. The cells or the tissues will divide continuously. Now classification. Let's look at the classification. According to their position on the plant body, there are of the following types: apical meristem, lateral meristem, intercalary meristem. Now you look at the figure 2.1 meristems. Okay, you see that apical means top meristem, intercalary means mid, and lateral means bottom. Okay, so three types of meristem you will find on these tissues, and these three meristem will discuss in the next class. And your homework will be draw the classification of plant tissues. This one, plant tissues classification, and figure 2.1 meristem based on position. Thank you.